Hello, welcome back to Grey the Gold Witch. I'm so glad to have you here, and today we're going to be doing a reading on the next blessing coming to you. There are 5 piles today. The first is the orange calcite. The second is garnet. The third is selenite. The fourth is opalite. And the fifth is lapis lazuli. So take a second and pause the video if you need to and meditate on the piles. And I will see you in your reading. Hey, pile 1, if you chose the orange calcite and this tarot deck, then this is your reading on your next blessing. So I've decided to lay out the cards already. I haven't seen them. The only card I've seen so far is the back of the deck energy. And what I'm getting from this immediately is that your blessing is going to come in fast. And it's going to come in as a new opportunity. And I see you being very excited for it. Part of you might feel impulsive in taking this opportunity, but your soul and your heart will know that this is something that you very much want. But this is coming in fast. And it's almost as though one day it's not there and the next day it's there and your life is completely changed. So let's get into the first tarot card. The Queen of Cups. Okay. The first thing I'm getting from this is that you're going to have strong female support around you. I feel like you've dealt with unreliable, unsupportive women in the past around you in your life, whether it be friends or family or romantic partners. And I see that you are going to have a strong female support system around you in the near future. And this is part of your blessing. This isn't the entirety. I see you feeling like very matured as well and consistent in your emotions and emotionally stable in a way that you're very proud of as this opportunity manifests. I think, although it feels out of the blue and sudden, you're going to take it in stride. And I feel like you're going to feel more confident than you could have ever expected as this opportunity presents itself. And I see people around you really being affected by, you kind of have I'm going to butcher this, but it's coming into my head as a je ne sais quoi, like I don't know what about her or him, but there's something magnifying and electric about you in the coming months. And when this opportunity presents itself, you're going to have a sense of confidence that you've very much been looking for, and a feeling you'll feel very in the flow and in sync with the universe and the universe's plans for you. And you're not going to have imposter syndrome when this opportunity presents itself. And that message that women are going to be very supportive of you as this happens that's coming through very strongly. But the main focus I'm getting immediately in this reading is that whatever this huge blessing is, it really puts you in your confident energy and really knowing yourself. And I think when this opportunity presents itself, you realize you've had much more of an assurance in yourself than you'd even realized, because it took you getting this opportunity to see how you responded to it and handled it. And you handled it with so much grace and poise that you're really proud of yourself. And it really feels like you're aligned. You match energies with this amazing blessing very well, and it's like it was made for you. And I think you do a good job of playing it cool when this presents itself. I'm getting a level of, like cool boy or cool girl vibes from you when this happens. So let's get into the tarot cards for more context into what this blessing is. 4 of Swords. there's something very calm under pressure here that I'm seeing. That this blessing is that when you face an intense situation, you'll handle it with such an ease and relaxedness that people around you are very much going to respect you and be impressed by you. And it's going to really assert your power and strength for yourself and for the people around you. I see some amazing opportunity coming in or amazing experience happening. And you take it all in stride. And it's like running into your favorite author or favorite musician and being completely awestruck, and instead of freaking out, you just act like you just act. And this isn't like you acting anyway. This is you truly feeling like you're just meeting somebody that you want to get to know more about, and you feel completely natural, and that's how you come across. And there's this air of respect that you're getting as this blessing comes in, and people are really looking up to you and are inspired by you. And I feel like this happens out of the blue, whatever this is, but it fortifies the person you are in other people's eyes. And Spirit's keeping what exactly this event is vague so far in the reading. Spirit's mostly showing your reaction to it, but it's something intense and very good. But most people wouldn't handle it with this level of grace and poise. So hopefully these tarot cards will give us more context into the exact nature of the blessing. Ace of Cups. This is some beautiful gift or some beautiful encounter that you handle with the utmost ease and assuredness. And there's a reciprocity here that whatever you're getting, you're also giving. And it's almost as though you're coming into contact with a kindred spirit. And whatever this opportunity is, you're a perfect match for it. And this, I think, really makes you realize your power in a way you hadn't before, because you've never been met with a situation like this. It feels otherworldly, whatever you're bumping into, whatever is happening. It's something that really shows you your character and integrity, as well as it's an indication of what you deserve. And I see whatever this opportunity is, it adds a lot of color into your life and excitement, and you handle it with the utmost ease. And it's like you were made for this. It's like this had always been meant to fall naturally into your life, and most people would act really nervous or caught off guard if this happened to them. But it's like you were made for it. You just fit the part completely. And this is like a moment where who you were before this happens and who you are after have shifted. And your true self is showing more than it ever has before. It's like you're really coming into your higher self in this moment. And people around you are stunned. And I think people who haven't had your back are going to be regretting how they treated you. And you're going to handle this with a lot of grace. And people are going to look up to you and also respect you. And I just see you having a very harmonious, ever-flowing reciprocity of love between you and this thing. Okay. Oh my God. I keep hearing divine intervention. The Mother of Cups is a psychic card, as well as the High Priestess. I think when this happens, your psychic abilities are going to be very heightened, and you'll be using them in the situation to handle it with grace. You don't have anything to worry about because your psychic abilities are going to be heightened during this moment, and you're going to handle it exactly how you need to. This is part of your destiny. And whatever this is massive, pile on. This is a waning moon as well. So it might be before new moon that this event occurs. I see it happening in the next month. Or 2 to 3 months, Spirit's saying. But it's very soon, and it's unexpected, and your powers are going to be activated from this event, and you're going to really have taken a strong step into your destiny. This is a threshold moment where your life, how it was, isn't the same after. This is a very powerful message we're getting here. And I see you're being asked to rest before this happens, and that you have everything you need already within you for this event to come. And it's only a matter of time for it to happen, and for the energies to align, for this occurrence to happen. But once it happens, you're going to step into your power, and I'm hearing that nothing will ever be the same. So this is a very powerful message for you. Pile on. Whenever it happens, you're going to have some sort of déjà vu, as though you always saw this coming, even though you might not have had an exact foresight into this exact event occurring. It'll feel like it was always meant to happen this way. And it's like your soul's remembering what it signed up for in this life. A pocket full of sunshine's coming into my head, and I have a reading titled that, so Spirit might be hinting that there's a message in there. But let's get into the oracle cards that we have laid out. Phoenix. I was saying that whatever happens, you're not going to be the same after this. And the myth of the phoenix is that a bird dies and is reborn in its own ashes. It burns and then is reborn. And I see you being reborn in this moment. Whatever is happening here, your life is not the same after this experience, after this occurrence, after this interaction. And Spirit wants you to know about this next blessing, because they're saying what you've been feeling instinctively, that there's about to be a big shift happening, is correct. And your life will never be the same. And the experiences in the past will all make sense because they led to this moment. And because this moment happens, you'll have a clarity on the past that makes it easier to forgive and forget past experiences, because you see how everything aligned for this event to happen. So you have a lot more serenity towards the past and appreciation for how life unfolded. The Phoenix card also corresponds to the root chakra. So I really think that this is a fundamental shift in your environment, in how you exist in your environment, how your day-to-day operates. This is a fundamental shift, and it's very, very blessed. And I see that one experience alters your life, and you'll know exactly what it is when it's happening, and you'll handle it with all of the grace and maturity you're meant to, because you're going to be completely connected to your higher self when this moment happens. Grand Trine. So Grand Trines are a very harmonizing and balanced aspect of a chart. And I see that everything has stabilized and you can have peace. This is an answered prayer. Whatever's happening here is something that will be a foundation you can build off of. And I see so much gratitude, and this is because you are a beautiful light that completely aligned with this experience. And with the Grand Triad card, I see that this is fated and there's nothing you could do to avoid this happening. It's in the master plan, I'm hearing. So I'm hearing to relax and let this come to you. Iron. The Iron card is about reliability and stability, and I see that you are a very reliable person, and you are going to be there in a situation that there needs to be this form of stability, and I see you acting with ease and withstanding great pressure. And when you do this, you get an immense amount of respect, and people can see you're a reliable person, and whatever the situation is, you pass the test. And it puts you in a new role, in a new position in your life. Not only are you being the structure to people, but I see you having this foundation of stability and peace in your life. And this comes from how you've built this up over time, but there's definitely one specific experience where you show this to people and it cements your place. 22 is the master builder, and I see you building off of a very solid foundation from this point on. Saboteur highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. This is a moment where you see yourself, like what we were discussing earlier, you are very empowered in this moment and nothing's ever the same again. And I think before this happens, you feared self-empowerment and you feared letting people see your immense power. But when this event comes in, it happens very quickly and you have to act completely from your gut and instinct, and it shows the power you have. And I think you'll be helping people realize their own self-destructive patterns and helping empower people through this opportunity. This experience will make you realize how you've been standing in your own way in the past. Because in this experience, you completely get out of your own way and show your true colors, and your true colors are golden. So, for the final card, Diane Arbus. Look directly at whatever you're avoiding. The bullseye is always in the margins. Listen when a city tells its secrets. You do something very courageous in this experience that makes people respect you and see that you have an intense amount of bravery and integrity. And it's you acting quickly on your feet and doing what's right. And I feel like this moment is like a boulder being pushed down a mountain, and once this gets rolling, it leads to so many different changes in your life. But the first is this encounter where you look directly at whatever you're avoiding and really show people who you are. This is reminding me of like Good Samaritans, whenever something happens in the world and a passerby or a pedestrian does something courageous and shows their integrity. this won't be a dangerous situation, but it's one that your response will be very respected and appreciated by the people around you. So yeah, this is your blessing, pile one. It's really cool. It's all about you coming into your power. So this is all I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you, and I will see you in another reading. Bye. Hey, pile two, if you chose the garnet stone, then this is your reading on your next blessing. So let's get into it. I'm hearing Get Into It, yeah, by Doja Cat. So that's the first message coming in. The only card I've seen so far is the Six of Cups on the back of the deck. So I'm assuming this blessing has to do with some sort of serendipitous reunion or meeting with somebody you know, where there's a lot of sweetness here, and I'm hearing there's a lot of sugar passed between you two. So a lot of sweetness and happiness, and this is somebody who's very special to you that you're having this interaction with. So let's get into it. The Fool. I think you go on this lovely adventure with someone you really care about, and it reminds you of your childhood, and your inner child really comes out in this experience. And it feels very fantastical and beautiful, and this really feels like an epic adventure, like Lord of the Rings stuff, like Frodo going to Mordor, but not that scary. This is a happy blessing. This is a blessing. So I see you really feeling a sense of excitement and anticipation and happiness in whatever you're doing. And you're going into it with an open mind. And I see that you're having a lot of fun in whatever this is. And it feels like a new start. A fresh slate maybe with this person, if that's something you want with somebody. But this could also just be somebody you care deeply for, where there's been no problems and you just are having an amazing experience with them. There's always problems though, but you know what I mean. There's always problems on this earth. Anyway, I see this really making you feel connected to the earth and the world and humanity, and making you believe in the magical. Like this card has a little flying elephant, and I think you're just going to feel really silly and lighthearted and excited about what the world has to offer you. There's a lot of hope here, and I think you're letting your mind be open to have your perspective change. And I think this is all about just having a really optimistic outlook towards life and letting come what may and enjoying every second of it. Let's look at the next card. The Four of Swords. I think that you've had some stressed out thoughts in the past, and this is really going to calm your mind and calm your heart and give you a sense of peace in the world you live in. And you're going to find peace between you and this person, and it's almost as though the world stops spinning for a second so you can enjoy this moment. And I think you feel the enormity and beauty of this life. You feel very alive in this moment and grateful for the life you're living. And there's something ecstatic about this, and a sense of peace that at your history and at your past, and knowing that everything's happening the way it's supposed to. There might be some sunsets that you see soon that really catch your eye. I've never noticed that in this card, but there's a sun setting. or rising. But I feel like you can put your swords down and stop fighting and just play. And that's beautiful. This is a moment where you're freed from whatever's been burdening you. And you have a true sense of happiness and levity and gratitude towards your life. So let's look at the last tarot card. The Queen of Swords. I feel like you can really be yourself around this person, and you can set boundaries and stay true to yourself without feeling like a burden or unhappy. I think this is somebody you are really grateful to be around and can be all of your powerful self and really shine and be who you are, and they hold space for it. And I see you really feeling confident after this experience and sure of yourself and grateful that there's people like this that exist in the world, and also being grateful that you have the keen eye to perceive people's intentions and knowing if they're for you or not for you. This is like a moment where you can put your sword down and really trust in another person and enjoy your day. You might have some deceitful people around you, so spending time with this person and seeing that they're authentic and real, it gives you hope for your future, and realizing that these negative energies aren't something you need to be around. You can pick and choose what energy comes into your life. And I think this is going to give you a lot of peace, and it's almost like a new way of living. You feel hope where you once felt kind of trapped. This is definitely a kindred spirit that's coming into your life. And they allow you to be your best and brightest self, and they do the same. And I see that this relationship's brought into your life to help you stand in your power and realize that people who are meant to get it will get it, and those who don't won't. So let's look at this oracle card. Tarantula. This is a fated connection. This person was brought into your life. This was destined, and they're coming into your life so that you can be who you truly are and to follow your true path. And there might be, because of this experience, I feel like you're going to be cutting away things that no longer serve you, and you're going to not let people step all over you anymore. Not that you were, but that's not something you're going to allow. And I feel like this experience and this person seeing your power and allowing you to have it will allow you to step on your pedestal and not get off. Because I think that people were forcing you to come off your pedestal and would only meet you in lower vibrations, and that was really draining for you because you exist at a very high vibration. And I think it takes you finding someone else who exists at this vibration to know that you don't have to entertain people who want you to dim to fit in. This is a crossroads in your life where you are going to choose yourself, and there's going to be a helping hand in you doing this. And I see you really feeling your power in a way you hadn't. I'm really compelled to this red in her dress and this man's outfit and the tarantula. You're really coming into your power through this experience, pile 2. And the blessing is you've seen that there's a completely different way you can live your life than what you previously thought. This is completely altering your perspective on the world and realizing that there's a world that fits you in it exactly as you are, and you don't have to alter yourself at all to exist in this world and thrive. You realize you can thrive in this world and not just exist. And I see you having a sense of hope that you hadn't had in a long time. And it's important that you don't become codependent on this person who helps you realize these things. But I see that this is really allowing you to assert boundaries with other people. So you're being reminded that this person is someone you also need to set boundaries with too. Because although they showed you this reality and that you can be true to yourself, the light comes from within you and it doesn't come from them. So it's important for you to realize that you are the key to this new experience. And even if an external thing shows you that there's a different way to live and helps you break free of that cage, you're not beholden, or you don't owe this person anything. I can see that you can have a lovely friendship or camaraderie with this person, and you're going to have a deep love for this person. I'm just saying, don't put all of your eggs in one basket, because when you realize that you can live with this perspective and have this hope, I really feel like you should have an open mind to whatever comes your way. Because I see a lot of good things coming in when you step into your power in this way. 7th house. Wow. This is all about relationships. So that reinforces that a relationship comes in that makes your world brighter and makes you realize that you can shine as brightly as you want to, and that there's space for you. And I think it might take seeing this in an external partner to realize that you can be exactly who you want to be. But just remember that your power and all of your light comes from within you. And what you see in other people is a mirror reflecting that back to you. So remember that all of your power and all of this beauty that other people can't handle, this zest for life, this electricity, it's yours and it's no one else's. And the power comes from within you, and you don't need anyone else's permission to have this power. And I think this is you really finding somebody who's a kindred spirit, who aligns with you and shines their light in the way you do. And it's meant to teach you that you have this light too. And I see it's going to be a beautiful relationship. But what I'm really being highlighted here is that your relationship with yourself is more important than anything. And this is helping you love yourself and take care of yourself more than you ever have before. And that should be your priority always. I see that this is a completely new way for you to live your life. And your higher self is so excited, and your spirit team is so excited that you're going to see life in this way, because they've been so sad that you felt you had to dim to fit in or fit in any box that you shouldn't have had to. Because you're limitless, and by realizing that, you unlock the secret of life, that the Matrix wants us to have all these limits, but when you believe you are limitless, you're really choosing yourself and giving yourself the potential to soar above all the things that used to trouble you. Wow, okay. Sulfur. So this card is about things that stink or might seem bad in the moment, but end up in retrospect being massive blessings. So during this time, you might have some relationships fall away, or you might realize things about past relationships that are painful. But by setting these boundaries and walking away from the things that don't deserve you, you're going to realize that you can find the people who truly do. And whatever falls away from your life, I can see is a blessing in disguise. And although some of these endings might stink in the moment, they're going to be such a blessing and healing for you that they occurred. So this is a reminder that to step into your power, some things might have to fall away that are painful. But you must choose yourself. By choosing yourself, you step into your power. So know that any hard ending, any relationship ending right now, even if you can't see the full picture, know that it is for your highest good, and whatever is lost will be replaced. I see beautiful relationships and connections coming into your life, and that's your destiny. So if there are relationships that have people who don't want you to shine or don't want you to be your best self, it's inevitable that they'll have to fall away so that you can step into that power. You're going to really have that community, though. I see that very strongly. A community that empowers you to be your best self and stops at nothing to see you shine. I'm hearing a prostitute accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the powers of your spirit. That is crazy, because we were talking about how people wanted you to dim to fit in and didn't want you to shine. And I think there were times in your past that you did dim to fit in so that you didn't have to deal with feeling out of place in situations. And this is a normal human thing to do. And it accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. And I see now that you go through this opportunity, you will have the power and understanding that you will no longer negotiate the power of your spirit, and you're just going to show up as you are in all of your glory, in all of your beauty, in all of your power, and people can take it or leave it, and you're just being you. And you are a fighter, and you've stopped at nothing to reach this self-empowerment. And it's a blessing that you were able to see your power and the power of your spirit and let it shine now in a way that you weren't able to when you were surrounded by these people, these negative people. It takes you being surrounded by people who really honor your strength, that you can see what was wrong in those relationships. Francisco Goya, in case of emergency, locate your nearest exile. A good caricature is no exaggeration. Truth takes shape in the shadows. Yes, oh my God, this really captures everything. I want to read a passage about you know the story of the ugly duckling, how the ugly duckling actually ended up being a swan and was raised by ducks, so none of the ducks realized that they were a swan. And then the swan one day ran into a flock of swans, or I think it's a flock of swans, it's a different word, but we'll use that, and realized that they were never wrong, they just had been surrounded by people who didn't understand them. And I think this is what your next blessing is realizing you've been surrounded by ducks and you were a swan. And so this is Women Who Run with the Wolves. You can see I have really read this a lot. But what I want to read is, you may be in exile of some sort, but you have sheltered your soul. It is worse to stay where one does not belong at all than to wander about lost for a while and looking for the psychic and soulful kinship one requires. It is never a mistake to search for what one requires. Never. There is something useful in all this torque and tension. Something in the duckling is being tempered, being made strong by this exile. This is forming you into who you were meant to be. And it's not your fault these people don't understand you. You were just different, and I think your light caused a lot of envy around you. And I think you're going to be surrounded by people who also were these swans that grew up in a similar way that you did. And you're going to see the shadows of the people who you used to be around, and the fact that their opinion is not your reality. And people like to throw rocks at things that shine. And I can see that you're a very bright light and have had you've dealt with bullies and people who don't understand you, and you're going to find your group of exiles that have gone through the same thing, and you're going to shine brighter than you ever had, because you're going to realize that you're not hurting anybody by just being who you are, and you deserve to hold space in this world. And just because people are intimidated by your power doesn't mean you should hide it away. In case of emergency, locate your nearest exile. Find the people who understand you. Don't try to conform. Whenever you try to conform, you dishonor yourself. And I see that the honoring of yourself and the strength of your spirit is the ultimate goal for you right now. So this is all I'm getting for you, Pile 2. It was an honor to read for you, and I'll see you in another reading. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. If you chose the selenite, then this is your reading on your next blessing. So the first card, the only card I've seen so far is 8 of Cups. And what this is immediately telling me is that you walked away from something for this blessing to come in. You knew that you had ultimate satisfaction out there, and you made the hard decision to walk away from something that most people wouldn't walk away from because you saw that you could have better. And this is the better that's coming in, Pile 3. So I'm very excited for you. And the Spirit's bringing this out to tell you that your sacrifices have not gone unnoticed, and this is the blessing that's coming in because you chose yourself and believed that Spirit had something better out there for you. So let's get into it. The first card is the Chariot. So your blessing, I see expansive, rapid movement forward. I think you know what you want, and your blessing is that things are working out and things are falling into place quicker than you could imagine. And it feels like you're on a one-way trip to your destiny, and you feel like you're soaring above all of your obstacles. I love that this Chariot card is somebody flying in the air. It fully goes to show that you believed you could fly, so you did. You believed there was better out there for you, so you went looking for it. And this is really your efforts manifesting into reality. Whatever you want, by putting action and hard work behind it, you will succeed. And I feel like other people didn't understand your vision, but you knew this was going to work out for you, and you fought hard, and this is it coming through and working out for you. So that's really beautiful. I see rapid, expansive change in your future, and you feeling unstoppable in your quest for your goals and aspirations and what you want. And it's like you saw this vision and trusted in your faith. You walked by faith and not by sight, and it's led you to this abundance. So let's look at the next card. Strength. I see that you will never question your strength again. And all of the moments where you second-guessed this and didn't know if it would work or if you'd made the right choice, I see you really being grateful for your past self, for fighting even whenever it looked rough, because even if you failed, you knew that if you kept going, you'd eventually succeed. And I see that in the cards. I see that you really fought for what you wanted to have happen, and you made it happen. And it's cool that this tiger's walking through these mountains, and they look like these mountains. So it's like you're looking back on where you came from and seeing your power to get here, and knowing that you can get through anything if you got through this and you fought through this. You can make anything in your life manifest and happen because you have that mindset and you dreamed this into reality. And I really see that you did this independently and really fought for yourself, and this has been a solo journey, and you've done this on your own, and you made this happen for you, pile 3. I'm hearing all your dreams are on their way. Just keep fighting. Yeah, you definitely saw a future where nobody else did, and you made it happen. And your blessing is that what you want is coming to reality. It's coming to fruition. Judgment, wow. I feel like Spirit's really just pouring blessings down on you, and this is your next blessing, is that because you trusted in Spirit so wholeheartedly, they're making your wishes manifest. And I'm hearing 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. I feel like you trusted in Spirit in a way that most people, like religious people, act like they trust in Spirit, but you fully did. You knew that Spirit had something better for you out there. You instinctively felt it, and you trusted wholeheartedly in this. And your blessing is that this is coming to life. This is real. Whatever you've been dreaming of, this is real. And Spirit's saying it's better than you ever thought it would be. And your love for yourself and your trust in yourself is enormous. And you might not have had other people supporting you, but you've had Spirit right alongside you this whole time. 555's on the clock right now as I say this. Spirit has been by you every step of the way. And you trusted in Spirit above anyone else. You didn't make anyone else your higher power. You trusted in your true higher power. And this is your blessing for doing so. This is reminding me of a valley, and there's that Bible quote. I'm not Christian, but I grew up that way, so excuse me but I don't have anything against Christianity. I more believe all religions are interconnected. But anyway, sorry for that tangent. This reminds me of, I walked through the valley of the shadow of death, and I didn't fear because God was with me. And that's definitely, I butchered that, but I feel like you went through some very rough times in this quest to getting what you want and getting what you truly felt your soul longing for. And you've been through these ups and downs, and Spirit had your back, and you're about to have all of your dreams come true, pile 3. Everything you wanted. And this will really, really make you confident that you can trust your gut and you can trust yourself and Spirit above all else. We have the 7 of Cups in reverse. This is so interesting. So the 7 of Cups is about fantasy and illusion, and I think that a lot of people probably were like, what are you doing? Like, walking away from this thing, because people wouldn't typically ever walk away from this life of the 8 of Cups. But you saw the 10 of Cups. Oh my god. Okay. So you saw that the 10 of Cups was out there for you. And regardless of what anyone else thought, even if they thought you were living in an illusion, you went after your dreams and you fought for it and you worked hard for it. And you really had to rely on your own strength and Spirit. And Spirit is saying they've watched you every step of the way. And everything you thought was real. And you're having physical evidence of your beliefs coming to reality. And I think people are jealous of your newfound success, but you're vibrating at too high of a vibration to care. This is wild, pile 3. This is really like you proving everyone wrong. This is like the underdog story of getting the success you deserved. The Fox. Spirit's saying that when the success comes, I believe that part of the abundance Spirit has given you is stable, solid friendships and people that you can lean on and trust that are better friends and people. And what's really coming through is that there's people who are from your past that might come into your life because they see you're doing better and that you have all this abundance coming in, and they'll be fake and act like nothing bad happened between you. They didn't treat you bad. But Spirit's saying that you have the strong, beautiful souls in your life that they've brought in during this time, that you can truly trust to care about you regardless of your success. And you're being asked not to go back to fair-weathered friends whenever this happens, because who you spend time with, I'm hearing, is what you show the universe you deserve. So if these people see you're doing great and want you back in their life, you're being asked to focus on the people who have been there with you through your highs and your lows, rather than just your highs. Okay. Feminine. Feminine energy is very creative and abundant, and I see that you're bringing something beautiful into this world. And our world is so dominated in masculinity that what you're bringing in, people probably didn't think could happen because it's so creative and against the grain of the matrix we live in. But people talk about how like the age of Aquarius is bringing in these feminine energies and balancing out masculine energies, and I think you're doing that work in whatever you're doing. And your blessing is a blessing for a lot of people too. Whatever you've been working on, or whatever you know would give you this 10 of Cups, it's going to have a ripple effect, and other people are going to get this blessing because you chased your true north and really went for what you knew to be right on a soul level rather than an egoic level. And there's going to be many blessings for many people because of this. So even if you can't see it, know that this is making a lasting impact on other people's lives too. And you're really making a profound impact on a lot of people. So if you're starting to feel like, I don't deserve all of this beauty, remember that you are creating this, I'm hearing, for lifetimes. So people are really going to, the ripple effect of whatever you're doing and whatever you're doing by choosing yourself is going to have lasting blessings for people to come that aren't even alive right now, which is crazy. Okay. The sun. The sun is life force energy. We wouldn't be here without the sun. And I see this vital energy inside of you. You couldn't run from the life force within you that wanted to come out. And I see that it's really coming out and making its impact in this blessing. Your next blessing is that you're going to be seeing all of your inner desires and wants and cravings manifesting into reality. And you're going to realize that as within, so without, that your inner reality has created this in your external reality. And it's just on a different time continuum than you had thought or expected. But you're going to feel so alive when this happens, and so connected to the universe as a whole, and really feel your power in a way you hadn't before. This is beautiful stuff, Pile 3, and what you're creating is nurturing to a lot of other people too. The sun, makes the earth exist. And in this microcosm sense of whatever you're creating and doing, it's nurturing and feeding a lot of people on a soul level. So know that this work is so much bigger than just you. And I think knowing that will give you peace and humility as well, that you're a vessel that Spirit can work through to create this abundance in the world. So this is, I'm taken aback by this pile. This blessing is a massive one. It goes beyond you. It's much bigger than just you. So, Hermit. Seek solitude to focus intently on inner life. Serves personal creativity. I think this blessing will allow you the freedom to isolate when you need to work on your goals. 444 was just on the timer. You might be seeing a lot of angel numbers right now. So I think that this is going to give you the space to work on your projects and give you space to yourself, as well as time to spend with the people you care about. So I think you're going to have a very healthy balance of focusing on your inner world and bringing your creativity into life in whatever way you do that, and celebrating with the people you care about. So sometimes people can be like rude about introverts. I'm an introvert and I need my alone time, and you're being reminded that your alone time is sacred, and there is nothing wrong with being a hermit sometimes. We all need to hermit sometimes if we want to grow. And if we want our fruits to grow. So honor your time with spirit, your alone time. It's by going into this hermit mode that we respect our inner life and create these beautiful gardens of soul fruits in this world. So, lastly, we have Gustav Klimt. Wow. Every portrait is a self-portrait. If no group will have you, start your own. Like gold, eroticism fluctuates with the times. If no group will have you, start your own. I think you have left groups that didn't serve you and started your own in whatever way, whether that be a project, whether that be finding your tribe. I love this. This really, really goes to show exactly what you're doing. Every portrait is a self-portrait. As within, so without. Gustav Klimt made some beautiful work. I would look at his work after this. This is all I'm getting for you, Pile 3. It was an honor to read for you, and I'll see you in another reading. Bye. Hey, Pile 4. If you chose the Opalite, then this is your reading on your next blessing. So, the only card I've seen so far is the Nine of Wands. And this immediately makes me think that you've been in a defensive mode and distrusting of people and feeling as though people can't really get into your energy. You've had your walls up. We'll look at the other cards for more context, and that'll definitely help us identify why the Nine of Wands is in this reading. But this is a blessings reading, so I see maybe somebody coming in that you can trust. Let's get into it. We have the Eight of Coins. I see you really working on what you care about and focusing a lot of your energy on your passions and your craft. And I see you getting support and people really cheering you on the sidelines in what you're doing with these birds flying above. I think people really are inspired by the work you're doing, and rather than focusing on the people you have to defend yourself from, you'll be focusing on the people that inspire you and motivate you to keep going in your work. I see, rather than focusing on negative energies, you'll have positive energies empowering and uplifting your work. And I see breakthroughs to success in your work. We have the Nine of Swords. I think there's a situation that's been causing you anxiety that you've felt defensive in, and you're getting out of this situation, and won't be surrounded by these energies anymore. Whoever makes you feel like you have to really protect yourself around and they do more harm than good in your life, whatever this is leaving your life. And you'll be focusing your work on things you really care about rather than things that disempower you. I see a cycle ending here, whether this be a workplace, roommates, relationships, whatever this might be. You're ending this cycle and you really get to focus on what you truly care about. Your energy is going into the places that matter to you rather than places that disempower you. And I see you being strong for as long as you need to be strong, but getting out of this soon. And I feel like you feel like the divine and your enlightenment really got you here. Just by trusting in spirit that you got these negative energies out of your life. And we have the Knight of Wands. I feel like once this person leaves your life, you're going to have a lot more passion to do the things you love, and this person or job or whatever it might be, you're going to have a lot more passion and really be charging towards your goals with the utmost confidence. This is a very big blessing, and you know what it is because it's something that dissatisfies you in your day-to-day life, and you're going to be able to walk away from it and focus on the things you really care about. There's some sort of obstacle in your way lately that you're going to have peace of mind from and not worry about anymore. And yes, I mean, this is something you're definitely very aware of. So the fact that this reading's coming through means that you're going to have another opportunity that gets you out of this and allows you to focus on things you truly care about and lets you be who you truly are rather than putting up a front, I'm hearing. There's definitely big defenses here, and I feel like you're walking on eggshells in this situation, and Spirit's redirecting you and course correcting you to a path where you're truly empowered and can do what feels right to you. There's a definite ending here, and it's a major blessing, and I feel like you'll be off to the races once this obstacle leaves your life. You're going to have so much more energy and stamina to follow your dreams. So I'm hearing celebrate good times, come on. So I think this is something you've really been wanting to get out of for a while. So your next blessing is you're getting out of it, and there will be so much more positivity in your life because you've left this thing. Okay. Cosmic Egg. This is one of those experiences that I think you're going to be grateful to have gone through this dissatisfaction so you know what you don't want. And you can empathize with the people in this situation, but you know that you're not aligned with it. And I think you're going to process out this situation and feel a lot of peace quicker than you think. And you're just going to have a lot of gratitude for getting from this point to a new point where you can really grow and don't have obstacles getting you in the way of your desires and dreams. You can finally put your guard down and authentically express who you are. I feel like you're surrounded by some egoic people, and your blessing is that you get to act from the soul more, that the universe is creating a pathway for you to operate from the soul and work from the soul and get away from these negative energies that are disempowering you. T-square. T-square always reminds me of elevating beyond the circumstances you're currently in. And I see that there's some circumstances in your life that might have served a past version of yourself, but you've elevated beyond them at this point, and your energy is radiating at a higher level, and it's only causing you strife and dissatisfaction to be in this environment. And this could be so many things. This could be workplace, people you live with, community you spend a lot of time around. I take it as it resonates. You'll know what's dissatisfying you in your life. But you're basically expanding beyond it, and really you're going to be able to express your individuality and who you truly are without fear of evil eye being projected onto you or negative projections being put onto you. Sometimes we get stuck in these situations that we know are disempowering and we don't know how to get out, but Spirit's giving you a pathway out of this situation. And you're going to utilize your personal strengths and really focus on yourself and who you are in this new situation. We have 10. If you were drawn to pile 1, I kept hearing pile 4 while I was reading pile 1, and pile 1 might be more information on how you're getting out of this situation. So I would look at it if I were you. So I think that whatever the circumstance is, it's pushed you to a breaking point where you're just done with the situation and want something new. And tin is an expansive material, and it's related to Jupiter energy, and I can see that you are wanting to expand, and your circumstances aren't really letting you. Whoever this situation is, it's just not in alignment with you anymore, and it's time for you to move on. And I see that's what you're going to be doing, and once you get out of this situation, you'll be able to expand very quickly and very rapidly. Avenger. Desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. Yeah, you don't deserve whatever the situation is, and you're getting out of it. And doing so will allow you to shine in a way you hadn't been able to before. And this is justice. This is cosmic justice. This is of the highest good of everyone, not just yourself. You moving to this more positive energy will be really helpful. I think that there's a lot of pent-up pressure that's been built up because of this negative energy that's been around you, and once you release it, you're going to have all of the obstacles out of your way. I really just feel like you have some limiting environmental circumstances that are being put to a close, and you are going to be independent and feel much more safe to be yourself in this new environment. So, Grace and Perry. Scratch the surface until your fingers bleed. Meaning separates art from craft. Try something new the old-fashioned way. These people that are around you or this situation that's around you, they're very stuck in their ways, and I feel like are control freaks and need people to act a certain way to give them peace. And I think it's energetically just a very tightly wound situation. So, what I'm getting is that once you fight your way out of this, you're going to be able to really be yourself and seize the moments that come your way and really feel like you're following your life purpose. This is a major obstacle that's being removed, pile 4. This is big because once this is removed, you'll be unstoppable. So this is all I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you, and I will see you in another reading. Bye. Hey, pile 5, if you chose the lapis lazuli, then this is your reading on your next blessing. And the only card I've seen so far is the back of the deck energy, and it's the Ten of Pentacles. So whatever this blessing is, it's massive fulfillment and success for you. It's something you've really wanted to culminate and come into fruition, and I'm here to say it's coming. It's your next blessing. So we'll get into more context, but the fact that the Ten of Pentacles here is and under it is, I'm always open to good news, the Page of Wands. You're going to have some good news come in. It's exactly what you want to hear, and you're going to really need to celebrate yourself when this comes in, because it's big stuff. Something you've been waiting on for a long time. So let's get into it. Two of Cups. I am worthy of the deepest kind of love. You're getting some sort of appreciation and care from the people around you, whether it's one person or multiple. It depends, because this is a general reading. But you're being celebrated for work you've done, for the life you lead. And this is bringing in abundance for you, and also relationship success and connection with other people that's very meaningful and deep. And this is due to your integrity and your care for others. This is big stuff, and you're going to have a lot of love headed your way. And this could be friendships, any kind of relationship, really. And with I am worthy of the deepest kind of love, you're really going to feel worthy of this achievement, and really worthy. You're going to be feeling that worth. And it's not going to come from you getting this achievement. It's going to come from how you feel on the inside, and the fact that you're proud of yourself and love yourself and know that you deserve this blessing. And the people around you are going to be so proud of you and know that you deserve it too. And I think this Two of Cups coming in is Spirit wanting you to share this with the people around you, so that you can truly celebrate. This is something you're meant to celebrate with people that you know care about you and love you. And I just see so much happiness here, and people being genuinely so proud of you. King of Wands. I'm successful in all I do. You're coming into some prominence. Whatever you've done, you're going to have a very successful achievement, and take it as it resonates, but this is going to be a huge milestone for you, and really make you realize that everything you've worked for leading up to this point has been worth it. This is a dream you've had coming true, Pile 5. And you're going to be surrounded by people who really love you. And I think you've had to walk away from a lot of things and say goodbye to things in the past. This has been a hard battle. And when you celebrate, remember where you came from and how hard it's been. And the fact that you fought through many difficult nights to get here. Spirit's saying that you have true friends in your life, and you know who they are on an intuitive level, and those are the people you're supposed to celebrate with. And you've really come into success. This is about really recognizing the fact that you've come into success, and you have done this, and basking in that, and having that gratitude. And loving life so life loves you back. I'm hearing. 7 of Cups. I trust myself to see the truth. I think this is a big success where humility will play a huge part. I almost said humility will pay. Like, it'll be good for you to have humility. And I see that you're humble by nature, and that's not a problem. But I think this success is something that people dream of, that people really, really are inspired by and want to have. And I was talking about remembering where you came from, and so you must be really coming into some huge success, Pile 5. This is something that I'm hearing will go in a storybook, so take that as it resonates. I feel like you're going to have a lot of opportunities pop up because of this success, and you're being told to be wise as to which opportunities you take, because there's some that are great and there's some that people might not have your best interest at heart, and you're being asked to continue to use your intuitive nature to be decisive and certain about the energies you bring around you. The Knight of Swords, I choose my battles carefully. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, you're being asked to choose your battles carefully. Now that you have come into success, you're going to have more opportunities coming up. That's how it goes. Once that first success is reached, a lot of other doors open, right? But you're being asked to be very particular and not say yes to everything. Make sure that you're being decisive and humble so that you don't get in over your head, I'm hearing. Because what this comes down to, and the reason for your success, is your ability to relate one-on-one with people and show people that they're worthy. And if you lose this humility, you'll really sabotage yourself. So it's remembering where you came from and why you've had this success, and not letting it go to your head, frankly, is what I'm seeing in the cards. And I see you won't, but it's something to be cognizant of, because this is massive success. Pile 5, massive. Octopus. Yeah, I feel like you might even be coming into some sort of social recognition, or you might have people who are trying to push the boundaries or overstep in your life, and you're being told that you need to have precise, direct boundaries with people and know what boundaries you need, because I can see that your energy is heavily involved in the success, and Spirit's telling you to be intentional with who you give your time and energy to, and this is a balance of knowing what you deserve and not becoming egoic, if that makes sense. Not that an ego is a bad thing, but I mean, it's like, coming to intense success, it's just a matter that you need to stay grounded, and I see you will. But this is like massive recognition. Pile 5, this is pretty intense. Descendant. I think you're going to be seeing some people's negative qualities, and where there's light, there's darkness, and I think you're being reminded that where there's highs, there's lows, and not everyone has to understand you, and not everyone will, and sometimes your light will trigger other people's shadows, and where there's this intense amount of blessing, there's also negative energy. It just comes with the territory. So you're being reminded that where there's good, there's bad. Where there's the yin, there's the yang. Where there's a will, there's a way. So anyway. Yeah, I think this is Spirit just trying to be realistic here with you, that when you have this intense amount of success, there's people who are going to throw negative energy at you. And that's just the reality of this. Like, think about celebrities. There's so many people who hate celebrities and hate on the Kardashians, and there's so many people who love the Kardashians, and people love to hate them, whatever. But it comes with the territory for them. And I'm not saying you're going to have that level of success. I mean, manifest it if you want it. But what I'm saying is, that's just part of the part of the reality of being in the public eye. And if your success is coming from that route, it's just part of the territory. Mercury. Yeah, so your blessings coming in your communication and in your intellect and your ability to cast light into the darkness. I love this card. Yeah. This success will also be quick. It'll be fast. It'll come in fast. Mercury is a speedy planet. And I think you might be kind of overwhelmed, and that's why Spirit's giving this advice, is that it's coming in hot, and your communication style is very important here. And I really see you getting this intense success. It's kind of overwhelming. Poet expresses soul insights in symbolic language. Something about your speech is coming through here. Something you do or say or write, or something's going to have massive success, and it comes from soul insights. It comes from your soul. The success is on a soul level, and that's why Spirit's coming in with being cautious about your ego, is because this comes from your soul, and it's supposed to be treated with that level of humility, knowing that this is bigger than just you, if that makes sense. And you're being told to treat yourself as an artist and really realize that what you're doing is creating art in some form or another. And you're tapping into the collective unconscious by doing this. And there's something very precious about this. Spirit's saying there's a very precious aspect of this not to take for granted, something very sacred about what you're doing and what's building success. And so not to diminish your work or talk down on it, because it's a sacred act that's coming in very strongly. Wow. This is pretty cool. I love her. I just went and saw some of her work in the MoMA. I live in New York, and I hadn't been to the MoMA before for some reason, and she is beautiful. Sonia Delane. Don't live to 94 without founding an art movement. The practical should also be art. Does your geometry lack poetry? Does your geometry lack poetry? You wouldn't think of geometry as being poetic. Maybe you don't think of what you do as poetic, but it is poetry, and your Spirit's really wanting you to realize how big of a blessing what your craft is, and how it should be treated as art. I'm hearing. Maybe it's not something people would typically think of as art, but it is. And that's what you're being asked to call it. And you're being asked to be more proud of yourself than you might typically be, because you are probably not 94, and you've come into this success and prominence, and that's just really impressive. And it's impressive that you have gone against the grain and been who you truly are, and stepped out of the collective to make your own mark. So this is all I'm getting for you, Pio 5. This is a massive success. Congrats. And yeah, cherish it. That's the main message. That's all I'm getting for you. I'll see you in another reading. Bye.